Does anybody want a pug? Because I don't. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. First of all, sorry if I sound kind of weird. I've been sick for like 2 weeks and for some reason I just can't shake like the whole stuffy nose thing. Second of all, I burnt the crap out of my arm with my curling iron. So if you see that, sorry. For today's video, I wanted to tell you guys a little story about something that happened to me a couple weeks ago. So for a few years I've been wanting eyelash extensions, but I haven't done it because of like money and stuff like that. But I finally decided that I wanted to give it a try. I didn't have the best experience, and so that's what this video is gonna be about. So it was two weeks ago when I decided that I wanted to get them, and so I have like a little group chat with some of my friends in there. I asked them what their opinions are. They've all had them at some point, and all of them told me to go out of town for them because you can't really trust anybody in this area, and I don't know if that's exactly 100% true. Like, there's not a single person. It's just a lot harder to find people, I think, around here that are trustworthy and that know what they're doing. I live in a pretty small town, so that's why. But I am super impulsive and I just really wanted them, so I decided to just Google ones in the next town over. I went to a place about 15 minutes away from where I live, but they had 5 stars on their Facebook page, 5 stars on Google reviews with like quite a few reviews. They all said that they were great. They loved their eyelashes, loved their hair that they get done there. I thought, sounds pretty good, and so I messaged them and asked them if I could have an appointment. They booked me for 2 days out, so it was pretty quick, and I was just waiting at that point. Fast forward to Friday, the day that I have my appointment. I have it at like 3 o'clock or whatever. I show up about 2:50 and I go to open the door and it's locked, so I'm like, okay. So I just like knock on the door and the lady answers it and she's like, oh, sorry, I had no idea the door was locked. So I'm like sitting there in the front room, there's nobody else there. She said all of her other people called out, so it was just her. Then there was another lady sitting there with a baby, and I just kind of sat there while they talked for like another 5-10 minutes, and they were taking pictures with each other, and I'm just kind of sitting there awkwardly like, never been here before, and I feel like I'm just kind of interrupting their personal conversations. This is not the story yet. I'm just telling you guys like every little bit of this so that it all can make sense at the end. Eventually, that lady that was there visiting with her left, and the lady's doing my eyelashes. She told me just it'll be a few minutes while she goes and sanitizes everything. So I waited while that happened, and then she called me back to the other room. I wear false lashes every single day pretty much, so I told her I want them to look like that. I want them to be full. So she had me pull out my phone and go through some pictures of myself to show her so she could see exactly the style that I'm going for. So I showed her, and she said she knows exactly what she wants to do. She's gonna try a new style that they just got in. Had me lay down and close my eyes, and so from this point on, I had my eyes closed the entire time. The rest of it was about an hour and 40 minutes, so I had my eyes closed literally the entire rest of the story. So what they do first is they put like these little white pads underneath your eyes. Sorry, I'm stuffy. Under your eyes in order to like keep your bottom lashes pinned back and out of the way. That was probably the worst part of the actual like application experience because it's just really uncomfortable. It kept popping off when she first was trying to put them on, so she had to like move them around a lot. And when she put the one underneath my left eye, it started to burn really, really bad, and I wasn't sure why, and I'm like really anxious, like really shy when it comes to this kind of stuff, and I wasn't sure if it was supposed to feel like that or not, so I kind of just sat there and was hoping that maybe when she started like putting stuff on this eye, it would maybe like adjust and fit better. So yeah, that was hurting for quite a while. She told me that I could like fall asleep. I know a lot of people take naps or whatever when they get them done just because it's like a really long process and your eyes are closed and everything. So this is something that happened next that I am not sure if other people do this, but I looked up a lot of other videos of people putting on eyelash extensions and I didn't see a single other person doing this. So let me know down below if this is normal, but my eyes are closed, so I couldn't exactly see what she was doing. It felt like she was putting little tiny strips of tape all over my face, literally like 8 or 10 pieces of tape, like strips of tape like across my forehead, down my cheeks and stuff like that. When I look at other people's videos online of them putting on eyelash extensions, it seems like they usually have it on the back of their hand or something. And it's like where they keep the actual individual lashes and they can pull them off, because I kept feeling her like pulling things off of it. So I think it was like the strips of the lashes but she like taped them all over my face. So that kind of felt really uncomfortable because obviously having tape all over your face feels a little bit weird. But at the time I hadn't watched other videos, so I thought it was normal. So anyways, that's another weird thing. So then she started putting on eyelashes. My eyes still like burning, but there are some points where like it just shifts like just enough to make it not so uncomfortable. So it's kind of like going back and forth of being like painful and being like normal. I obviously cannot sleep when this is happening because I just feel really anxious in these situations. Plus like she keeps like moving my head back and forth, and she told me that most people don't, but she's gonna have to like lay her hand across my nose, like rigid across there, and so I could just feel everything. It was a lot more than just like barely touching my eyelashes. So obviously I wasn't sleeping. So I'm just laying there like listening to the music that she has playing. She has literally Nickelback, like Evanescence, Radio or something like that, and so it's just playing all of those songs, and I'm sitting there like counting the songs thinking, okay, so it's been like 4 songs, so we're probably on like 12 to 15 minutes done already, because I know it takes like an hour to 2 hours to do them. So I'm just so bored at this point, and it just feels like it's taking forever. My eyes are burning. And then about halfway through the appointment, 2 ladies came in. They sat down in the front room. They seemed to be friends of the lady that's doing my eyelashes, not anybody that was getting anything done, just there to chat. We were in like a back room when she was doing my eyelashes, but from where the lash technician was sitting, there's like a hallway to the main area, so she could see them perfectly fine if she just kind of like backed up a little bit. So they were like just kind of chatting, and then my lash technician started telling them a story about her dogs getting groomed at Petco, how she was like insulted in front of everybody or something. I don't even know. It was like this big long story about like the most dramatic story you can ever imagine about getting her like 7 dogs groomed. The lash technician's getting like real fired up about this story, and I can feel her. She keeps like pausing what she's doing to like talk to them and look down the hallway. So it's taking even longer because she just keeps taking breaks and stuff. Her friends kept like pausing in the middle of her sentences and saying, focus on your work, like make sure you're focusing on your work. So it kind of made me a little nervous because they could see, I can't see anything, right? My eyes are closed. But it kind of seemed like they saw something that I didn't. Like she wasn't paying much attention because she was talking like the entire time and kept pausing to look. So it just kind of seemed like I wasn't like the priority. She takes the pad off from underneath my left eye and is only working on my right eye now. So I figured I'm almost done. This one's completely finished, and she's just doing like some finishing touches on this one. Then a couple minutes later, I hear her say, oh no, I don't like that at all. And then adds eyelashes to my eye with glue without the pad underneath, which that made me nervous because she was adding quite a few. Like she was not done at all. So my lower lashes, what happens if they don't pin them is that you can glue your lashes together and not be able to open your eyes. So she goes over and starts doing more on this eye without any pad underneath it. Then I think she's finished again because she kind of puts her hand on my shoulder and was like, oh my gosh, you're gonna love this. She goes, the manager said this. And like her saying, I'm gonna love this was her saying, I'm gonna love this big part of her story. So I'm just sitting there like, okay, if we could just finish up, like that would be amazing. Like I'm so bored right now. Then without any warning at all, she takes her left hand and puts it above my eye and her right hand underneath and starts prying my eye open with both hands. And they were definitely glued together, like my bottom ones were stuck to my top eyelashes, probably because she took the pad off, I don't know. And my eyes are pouring tears at this point. And then she takes like some sort of tool and like puts it like between my layers of lashes and slides it through and pries them open. And then once it's open, I open my eyes and she's like, close your eyes. And I'm like, you were just prying it open, but okay. So I close my eyes again. Then while my eyes are closed still, she takes the pad out from underneath my right eye and begins to remove the 8 to 10 pieces of tape that she has plastered all over my face, which hurts if anybody's pulled tape off of their face or a band-aid off or whatever. It's not very fun. So she's just pulling off all these pieces of tape everywhere. Then once that was finished, she told me I could open my eyes. So I opened them really slowly and tears just come running down my face from my eyes. My left one especially, it was just a stream coming down. So she hands me a tissue, and then she has me look up so she can look at how she placed them on. She's like, okay, so it looks like one of your eyelashes had a reaction compared to the 1,000 or whatever that we have on. And I'm like, first of all, there's not 1,000 eyelashes on. So I guess one of my eyelashes had a reaction. I don't even know how that's possible, but she says that's why my eyes are watering so bad. That's the only time that she ever looked at them, because she was still talking to her friends at this point. So like, I'm just kind of sitting there like wiping my tears off, and she's kind of just talking. So she hands me a mirror and leans back and talks some more. So I'm looking in the mirror, and like I said, I'm anxious at these things and I just wanted to get the heck out of here. I look at them and I'm like, oh my gosh, looks pretty good. I looked at them really quick, so you know, I can't hardly see. My eyes are full of tears, but I said, all right, looks good. Then she just asked for my payment. She didn't look at them any closer, so I gave her my payment, and she says I get a free first fill exactly 2 weeks out. Once I got in my car, I had the chance to kind of look at them a little bit closer in the mirror without feeling weird about it, and I could just notice like right off the bat that the left eye was just like completely crooked. It wasn't laying in a flat line like eyelashes should. It was kind of like a wave, like laying all wonky. I also noticed that there were about 4 or 5 eyelashes that were actually glued to my eyelid, like up quite a bit, not right above my eyelashes, but literally up on my eyelid. I was a little concerned about that because I don't know how you could miss that. Like, if you don't know, eyelash extensions are supposed to be glued to your actual individual eyelashes, about like a centimeter or 2, I think, just above like the root of your lashes. So none of them should be even touching your skin, let alone like up on your eyelid, not attached to anything at all. They're so expensive, and I really wouldn't have gotten them done. I don't know, I just wasn't very pleased with how it went, and the whole experience was just really odd and strange. So I was just not sure how to feel at this point. But I figured maybe, because I know a lot of people say that they like their eyelash extensions better like a few days in, so they have time to like settle in. So I thought I would just kind of see how they would look in a few days. And during this few days, I made sure to not get them wet, not one time. I know getting them wet can cause damage to them. I slept only on my back, which I'm a side sleeper, and sleep on my face, so that was the worst sleep I've ever gotten in my life. And I brushed them, and I didn't wear any eye makeup at all, which is a lot for me because I usually wear a lot of eye makeup. I love makeup, so I just made sure for those few days to do nothing that could possibly make them look worse, and just let them settle in and hopefully look better. But in those few days, they fell out. And I know that your lashes have a cycle of like a few, like whatever, 2 weeks or something, I don't know, but they were falling out without being attached to my lashes. Like the more that fell out, they were looking weird. They started to lay even more strange, and some of them started to poke me in the eyelid and stuff, because some of them were like shooting straight up, or they were like hanging down and poking me underneath my eye. They were just looking really weird. I'll put in more photos here so that you can see what they look like. And at this point, they started to look so bad that I didn't want to keep them on anymore. It had been like 4 days at this point, and I had my next free fill still about a week and a half out, and they were obviously not gonna make it till then, and they were hurting, so I just wanted them off. I am never somebody that complains about service. I've never done that, but these were so expensive and they looked terrible and just were painful, and it was not worth it. So I just decided to send her a message with some photos showing her what they look like, and hopefully she would like offer to take them off for me, because I know it's really hard to do it on your own. So I'm gonna go ahead and read you guys the message that I sent her. So I messaged her. I said, I just wanted to thank you for such a great time on Friday when I was getting my lashes done. I do have a few concerns though. When I left the salon, I realized that I had quite a few glued up high on my eyelid. The lashes on my left eye weren't in a straight line and were laying kind of funky. I've really been trying to make them work for the 4 days that I've had them, but they're just looking worse every day. I haven't gotten them wet at all, have been sleeping on my back, haven't been touching them or anything. It's something that I've been wanting for years now, and I just don't feel very good about them. It was a significant amount of money for me, and I just don't like the results. And then I sent her all of the photos of my eyelashes so that she can see what they're looking like now, and she knows I've only had them for a few days. Then I get back an automated response that just says, thanks for messaging us. We try to be as responsive as possible, blah blah blah, all that stuff. It had been like a full 24 hours. I messaged her February 27th at 5 5:38 p.m. I didn't hear a response back from her until February 28th, the following day at 4:53 p.m. So nearly a full 24 hours, which at this point, if she wasn't going to respond, I was just going to probably call and see if I can talk to somebody. The response I got from her just said, "What time can you come in tomorrow? I can be there by 1. I didn't respond for like a few minutes because I'm trying to figure out what to do. Then she says, "We will have to switch up the glue, which is not a problem, and we will get you all back to beautiful." I couldn't decide if I even wanted to get them fixed or changed up because I don't really think that the glue is what glued it up on my eyelid. I just think it was the lack of attention. But I didn't want to say that because I don't want to be rude. She was such a nice lady, so I'm trying to like figure out a way to say something like maybe just say I don't really want to fill, I just kind of want them off. So I just said, "Unfortunately, I have classes all day tomorrow. I'm not sure if I want to get them redone though at the moment since they didn't turn out very well. We just don't know if it's something we want to keep spending money on." And then she said, "That's totally your call, honey, but I think the problem in this case was that we were using a new glue. But I totally understand if you're in a financial situation." So, coming to you from the future, I have no idea where that last bit of footage went. I am editing this video 2 months after I filmed it, and I'm just gonna have to refilm that part so that I can finish the video. So I'm just gonna start back in where I left off. So after that last message, she also asked, "Did you pay with a credit card by chance?" So at this point, I'm thinking maybe she's gonna refund me or something. And then she says, "Well, I truly am sorry. I'm sure it was that new glue, but I'm an honest woman. Your last service was at no charge, but before that, you had an installation. So give me the last 4 digits of the card number that you used for the original installation, and I will personally see to you that you get your card credited." But at this point, it had only been like 4 days since I got them done, and she already thought that I've had like my second fill, I think. Then I responded to her, and I just said, "I really appreciate that. Thank you. I really did have a great time with you. You're such a lovely person. I just had the installation this past Friday, so I haven't had a second session." And I told her the last 4 of my card. Then she just said, "I will have this credited back as soon as I get back to the salon. That should be no later than Friday. You are absolutely precious individual, and I enjoyed your time as well. Good luck." She was nice enough to at least give me a refund, which I was not expecting at all. I just wanted them removed. But then after this, it felt a little awkward to ask and go in and sit down with her and have her remove them. I decided to just drop it, and I was gonna try to take them off myself, which I was kind of nervous about because I didn't want to damage my natural lashes that were underneath. So I was Googling different ways on how to get them off, and I found that if you put olive oil on your eyelashes, because oil breaks down the glue that's on there, tried that. That hurt so bad. I do not recommend putting olive oil on your eyeballs, and it didn't do hardly anything at all. I probably lost like a good half my eyelashes in this process. If you're from my area and you know somebody that's actually good at doing it, let me know, because I don't think everybody around this area sucks. Hopefully no one else has this experience. She gave me a refund, so it's all fine. It was just a crazy experience, and I thought I would share it with you guys. But yeah, so that's my experience getting eyelash extensions. I liked having them. Not really. I don't know. That's it for the story. If you like story times, give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.